In this video, we drivetrain swap my 1985 square body Chevy and then go do burnouts.
What do we have here? Must be some hooligans.
Hey, wanna go for a ride in my square body?
Yeah.
This is my 1985 square body Chevy K20. A few months ago, we blew up the original numbers matching small block Chevy 350 in it. So we ended up buying another engine, which this is a small block Chevy 355. This is actually a throttle body injected engine. So we went ahead, we cleaned it up and painted it a nice Chevy orange to basically have plans to put it into the truck to replace the 350 that we blew up. While we were there, we also converted it from throttle body injected back to carburetor with a Speedmaster intake, and we also ended up throwing a Brawler 650 CFM carburetor on it. One of the things that we found out when we tore this engine apart was that the crank was indeed balanced, it was bored 30 over, and it was line honed. So while we had the engine out of the truck, we replaced our front and rear main seals in the engine so we wouldn't have to worry about that stuff. We replaced the oil pan and the oil pan gasket as well. And at this point, we were ready to dump this small block Chevy into my square body. Also, in one of our previous videos, we picked up a Turbo 400 transmission. It was a fresh Jesper rebuild. We got that transmission in order to replace our blown-up 700R4 that was originally in the truck as well. We also went ahead and found ourselves a transfer case that was actually going to bolt up and mount up to our Turbo 400 due to the bigger spline count. So with that being said, we are officially ready to slap this entire drivetrain into my square body Chevy and give it a second chance at life.
Well, kids, the time has come. Here it is, the entire drivetrain that we're going to be dropping into my square body. We have the 355 here with 350. It's bored 30 over, so it's 355. Yep. And there is our Jesper rebuild Turbo 400 with shift kit. And the new addition to the family is our NP 208 transfer case with the correct input shaft for the 32 spline of the Turbo 400. So as we talked before, this was going to be one of our biggest issues. Some of the things that we're going to look into doing was I was actually planning on rebuilding the transfer case that we dropped out of the Suburban. I was going to get a different input shaft, order all that, and then basically swap it. So then, that transfer case would actually go in and be reused. However, the same guy that I bought the tranny and the engine off of said, hey, I also have a transfer case that you can use. And so I bought it, and here it is, the whole shindig. And I was even smart enough to make sure that I grabbed the drive shaft front and back off of the truck that this transfer case came out of. So we have the correct drive shaft lengths and everything, so it's ready to just plop right in. In case if you were wondering, the transfer case that was on the back of our Turbo 400, that was obviously was the wrong transfer case because it came out of a newer truck. The adapter plate on the front was the same exact one. So if any of you guys are trying to copy this build, you can indeed use the adapter plate off of a newer truck that has the Turbo 400 in it. And with that being said, basically at this point, we are going to marry these two and, get them acquainted with each other. They're going to be doing a lot of work together via, this guy. So with that being said, we're going to marry these two, and then at that point, we're pretty much getting the truck in here. We are ripping out my old 350, the 700R4, and that NP208, and we're going to be dropping in brand new. Well, bam, there it is. There's our Turbo 400 and our NP208 transfer case married together in holy matrimony. May they do lots of burnouts together and never fall apart. You hear that? I'm relying on you two. But anyway, we're going to pull the 350 out of my truck first. Then we're going to go ahead and drop the tranny and transfer case out of it. Then we're going to throw in this tranny and this transfer case up in the truck. And then we're going to drop in the engine last. And then at that point, we're going to hit the key and just, please, But with that being said, this is where we're going to wrap it up tonight, and we're going to hit it hard tomorrow morning. Alrighty, here we go. Boom. Step 1 complete. Terminator shut down. That was the last time that engine is going to run for quite some time. But gonna snag the hood off, and then we're going at it. We're ripping everything out of it. Pretty much just about ready to be plucked. What I didn't show you on camera was that we did all the pre-game work. Literally the only thing that is, I think, left is motor mount bolts, which are those guys. But besides that, this old 350 is just about ready to be liberated. And yeah, let's get ready to yank this thing out. Now this is where we're going to find out what I forgot to loosen. Oh! I don't...
Good thing that was empty.
Crisis averted. Engine?
On this today episode of Robert's Mind, what do we got going here?
We're taking the thing out of the thing.
Why do you not seem so excited? Okay.
It's so close to my face I didn't know what to do. I kind of got nervous.
Take, what was it?
6, 15,
33! Sounds about right. No, take one.
Take one, first time.
Trying to draw the evening lottery numbers.
Getting your food the way you were getting your food.
Nope.
Yeah.
One.
Mama says is what
Yeah,
Mama
it
says.
was warm a half hour ago, bud.
Mama tried to
We
raise
will
me better.
come in.
With my baby.
But then I bought a Silverado.
And that leaves only me to blame, cause Mama tried.
Mama tried. But this is the 7th one. Mama tried.
First thing
Mama
I
tried.
remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing. We get carried away here. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Just stand there!
Rob, if it's drained, it's fine.
Nah, that's not typically the way it works.
Yeah, no, it just keeps going and going.
It's
I think, okay,
just
tuckage,
Okay.
a complete.
What take is this?
Realistically, probably like 7 or 8 now.
probably 7.
We're gonna get it out.
Well, see that handle? Start cranking.
Just your dipstick wants to go with you for the transmission.
Rob is a dipstick.
For sure.
I am the
He's been called the dipstick numerous times.
I love it. I love it.
So, Rob, how do you feel about this engine being out of this truck, actually? Like,
It's about time.
falls right back in.
Fires up.
Wait a minute, stop.
going nowhere. Rod knocking all.
Yeah, get off.
Right there. Oh, oil pan? Are we just gonna clear that? Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy.
She is alive. She's out. She's out.
Honestly, come to think of it, I don't even know why this 350 blew up. I mean, it's not like I ever beat the thing. Ah, okay. Never mind. That'll do it. So now that we have the engine out of the truck, I mentioned it in one of our previous videos, I'm going to re-mention it now. We're going to be stealing our oil filter adapter so we can have the oil filter go straight up and down on that engine. The reason why is the one that was on that engine was the side shooting one. So we're going to take that adapter. We're going to take our oil pressure sending unit. That needs to come off. Motor mounts need to come off as well. And fuel pump, which is that guy, or mechanical fuel pump, that needs to come off too. Yeah. Like I said, as long as we don't get killed, because it's not like that's not sketch or anything.
I think we're gonna have to do that, to be honest with you.
What do you want to do?
We're gonna have to basically turn this thing sideways because of even that can't clear there. Regained.
Just gonna clear that. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Alrighty, so there's a 700R4 and our NP208 dropped out of it. At this point, now we get to play the move stuff around game, and we're gonna move the truck back so we can get on that with the tractor to move that more easily. And then this is where the fun stuff begins. Now we're gonna start dropping in our Turbo 400 and our NP208. Those are gonna be the first two that go in the truck. So basically it's move the truck back, move this tranny and transfer case, get the other tranny and transfer case out, pretty much set it down exactly where this one's currently sitting, slide it onto the truck, lift it up, put it back in, and then our tranny and transfer case will be in the truck. And then we drop the engine in and do all that stuff, and then hit the key and fire it up and go do burnouts. So, but that's a long way away, so let's just move stuff. Oh, ho, ho. Well, I'll be. This family doesn't watch Vice Grip Garage at all. Definitely not.
Maybe not use the 5/8 bolts, use some 3/8 ones and just get them in there. Some washers and nuts, like not even really super tight, just to hang it.
Yeah, I guess. So here's what we're fighting. Our cross member's different. These bolts are actually wider, longer, spread further apart than the ones that originally came out of the truck. So basically what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get the engine set in, and then at that point get probably the bell housing bolts in so we kind of have a general idea where it's all gonna line up, and then just, you know, take the drill bit and just send her home, and then she'll be adapted for all kinds of the trannies. So if this ever happens again, all the holes will be there. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna end up doing here. But just to call it a day for today, we're gonna get some bolts in here for the first one and just kind of hold it up in there so it's up in there, and then we're gonna call it a day. So yep, there she is, kind of in there. Progress, right? Progress, Oliver? Yeah? Yeah?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Takes a lot of money and time.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, yeah.
We're almost there. It's almost time to put an engine in this thing.
I've been waiting all day.
I've been waiting since I bought it.
I've been waiting.
Yeah. Bird. Why does it look so small in here?
Because that's why they call it a small block.
Oh, well, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, but
Big block build?
You got like tubes and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Well, see if we can get some motor mount bolts slid in so that way it's
Yes,
kinda
sir.
somewhat anchored.
So she's in there, hey. Well, I guess it's update time. There's a little dirt on my face, isn't there? Of course there is. But I mean, I guess if it could have went wrong, it did. Where did our debacle begin? Missing bolts. Power steering pump line that decided to just snap off, and so the chances of me driving it this weekend are now out the window. But hearing it run, now that's still on the table, and I could live with that. But so engine is now in. Like motor mount bolts actually tightened up and they're ready to go. Our tranny and transfer case is bolted up to the back of it after we had to dig and find bell housing bolts, which we think we found like 3 out of 4 of them. Apparently I misplaced them. Anyway, that took like a good 2-3 hours of me just wanting to bash my head off a wall, but we overcame that hurdle. Well, it's the end of another day, and I got some things in my hands. Shift linkage connector for a Turbo 400 right here. Linkage connection for a Turbo 350 or a 700 R4. As you can see, they're a little different, as in this one actually sits higher off of the pivot point. Shift linkage wouldn't go in for me, so I did the correct thing and got the ratchet on it and just eased it, and the nut on the stud that goes into the side of the tranny just snapped off. And it's a stud that goes into the tranny, and there's a seal, so in order to replace that you have to drop the transpan and then that, and yep, so it's the end of the night, it's late, don't know what to do with this junk, and we're just gonna get the truck out of here. Oh, it's almost like magic. But yeah, so another great day. So in the words of the great Mike Finnegan, lower, lower, lower your expectations until you achieve a goal, so that way you're never disappointed. What we decided on this morning over breakfast and some hot coffee was that we can just weld it on. The only issue though that's kind of sketch is that there actually is a seal on the back side of that inside the trans, and basically if you send too much heat through it, it'll cook that seal. So what we're trying to do is zap it quick, spray it down with water to cool it down, zap it again, and just keep going around and keep zapping it, and hopefully we get a solid enough weld on it and it'll work, and we'll be back in business.
It'll hold for now.
I think we are back in business. So just so we're all, it's clear here. You don't condone this, and you just did it because I told you to.
This is not my truck. I want it the hell out of here.
Fair enough. Go ahead, fire it up. There you go, it runs. Well, I think we're at that point where it's ready to like fire up for the first time, right? We forgetting anything?
everything. We're forgetting everything, and it's probably not going to work, and it's not going to want to run. And yeah, but I think we have a few more things. We threw the radiator back in, put coolant in that. Obviously, we have to fire it up and actually let it, you know, get all the air out of the cooling system. So we're gonna have to do that. But that's obviously gonna happen while it's running. Hopefully, the thermostat that I threw in it is functional. That'd be cool if it was. That'd be actually great if it was. Carbs on it. Had to make a new linkage for that. We ended up using the old one and just had to like weld and booger some stuff together. It worked. There's an exhaust on it. The shifter linkage half works, so maybe we'll have all 3 gears plus reverse, neutral, and park. Maybe. That'll probably go horribly wrong in the near future. Trying to think what else. Dash is in it. Gauges should be functional now. That was a problem before. The temp gauge didn't want to work. The oil pressure gauge obviously didn't work because, you know, knock knock, who's there? But yeah, it's all there. Plumbed the fuel line up too. It's obviously that's not going to be permanent because that's rubber line, and we ended up like hacking up the old line that came off the quadrijet off the other engine. But we'll make that work. But I think we're just about at that point. We have like maybe 1 or 2 more little minor things. Ooh, we wired up the tach too, so that will probably work for about 10 seconds. And I think we're at that point. I think we just get in there, put the key in the ignition, and like, you're supposed to twist it, right? Yeah, you twist it, and then it goes vroom, and then I smile, you smile, and then we go do burnouts. Because I threw the drive shaft in it too. I have brand new U-joints. Did I put them in? No. Nope. Just throw the old drive shaft back in there and just shoot on down the road. So that's where we're at. Let's get it.
Timing issue? Yeah, I thought so. Ready now? Ready? Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Almost. Say almost.
Right again.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, baby. We're at it.
Ran for the first time. Again.
We got the firing order off. For all 4 of those to be dead.
Oh, this side's dead.
Yeah, the 2 center ones, so that tells me firing order.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I looked it up in the book. It was 1865437
Lesson to be learned. Know your firing order. on the gauge.
Maximum vacuum reading. That one was about right.
Okay. 3 more, right?
Now you understand what we're adjusting, right?
That's the actual needle, right?
That's the idle filter.
chewing out the wrong fan clutch to mount it up. Yeah, right. Well, that's, I don't think there's video of that, but so in case you're wondering what the heck he's talking about, that fan is off of the old engine, but as it turns out, the water pump actually spins the opposite direction on the newer engine. So basically put that fan on, start running it, thing runs great now, but it had an overheating issue where the temperature gauge would just keep climbing and climbing and climbing, and it suddenly dawned upon us that, well, it didn't dawn upon me, it dawned upon my father, because I would have never figured it out in a million years, but turns out that fan was actually spinning the wrong direction, so there was no flow, and you need the flow to do the cooling. Plus, this is the actual wrong size radiator that's in this. Someone was messing with it and put the wrong size one in, so we want to get a bigger one, so that'll be a junkyard find eventually. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the fan that actually originally came off of this engine, and it's kind of junky, but it will work for now. And basically, when I go to the junkyard in the next week or two, try to find a radiator and an actual fan that's in good shape and toss them both on, and we'll be even in better shape than we're at now. But to make it functional, drop the other fan on it, and should work. So I went for a test drive, and if you're wondering why everything is wet, is because the hose up here that actually goes to our heater core decided it was going to blow apart, and there was more white smoke than at a Bob Marley concert, so that was a good time. So now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put a nipple on that, and we got to figure out what we're gonna do for that one too. Probably slide something over that too, so just bypass all that, because you don't need AC, right?
That's not AC, that's for heat.
Oh, well, you don't need that either, or something. Yeah, she'll be fixed.
Sir, you know why I pulled you over today?
Yeah.
That's how it's done right there.
And so there you have it. There's the complete drivetrain swap on my 1985 square body Chevy. Honestly, there was a lot of hard-fought battles, a lot of struggles along the way, but that's what happens when you're working on old junk cars. You know, just from missing bolts and everything like that, there was a lot of headaches, but you know, we made it through and we kept persevering, and I think that's the message to be taken away here is that, you know, as long as you keep putting all the effort and just keep making the headway, you'll eventually make it through. I got a lot of people I got to thank. First off, formally, I have to thank my father. I mean, for just his experience, his knowledge, allowing me to come back home and work on this truck in the garage with his tools, and you know, having him there with me the entire time was just awesome, and it was just a super awesome bonding moment. I also got to thank my little brother Oliver. He was my biggest cheerleader the whole time while we're putting this truck together and just wanting it to hear it run. I also got to thank Max, the guy that I bought all of the pretty much the entire drivetrain came from him. Super awesome dude, really good family friend. Really hooked me up with a awesome, stellar, very stout drivetrain from the 355 small block Chevy and the Turbo 400. That was a Jesper rebuild with the shift kit and even the transfer case and even the exhaust that came off the truck. Also got to thank Joe, another really good family friend, who really helped us put together this engine, with just trying to figure out what parts we needed to order and what parts were going to work, and making sure that the thing would actually maybe even run right too. Huge thank you to him. A lot of stuff that he did behind the scenes too that really helped us out and got this truck up and running. I also got to thank my buddy Jake. You know, I've been taking him under my wing as a camera guy for how long now, and he did a fantastic job. And honestly, I got to thank the rest of my friends and family for not wanting to kill me, because I disappeared for a month and a half straight trying to build this truck. So I got, you know, like I said, a huge thank you, and I'm just so happy to have this truck back together and running, and man, it's awesome. Now, some of you might be wondering what's next for the square body Chevy, and to be honest, I really don't know. Everyone's telling me that I have to paint it one color now, which I guess seems like a logical thing, but either way, whatever we end up doing, you'll be sure to see it in a future video.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, what?
You ready to sing the song of my people?
It's still red. Oh, it's green now. Going to Applebee's, right? Oh my god.
Got him.
You hungry?
A little bit.
Okay. So Wendy's it is, huh?
Yep.
So what's the 0 to 60 on this, huh?
Not fast enough. Eventually.
She got all the noise.
She got all the noise. She's missing the cowbell.
Yeah.
It's a 4-wheel drive truck. It's supposed to sound good, not be fast.
Yeah.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
What?
I couldn't hear you. You want to talk louder? I killed it. Hold on.
She's dead.
Say something, sir.
I don't know.
What'd you say?
Burnout? Oh, that'd be cool. That's pretty cool. What do we have here? Must be some hooligans.
Hey, want to go for a ride in my square body?
Yeah.